Hello, my friends. Happy Wednesday. I trust you are having an amazing week so far and that your Wednesday is really cool. I don't know what the weather is like by your side, but for me, it's still sunny and I'm excited about that. There's no rain and it's not really cold today and it's not really hot today either, and everything is really going really cool. How is it on your side of the world? I know that some people, I was speaking to somebody in a meeting, and they were saying to me that they had a tropical depression or something around the area. So there was a lot of rain. But whatever the weather is like where you are, I pray that it's really warm and beautiful in your heart. I wanted to check in today, Wednesday, with you, my friends, because I wanted to wish you a happy Wednesday, but I also wanted to ask you a question. We have this question that we put there today, and we've been getting great engagement there. How would you feel, or how do you feel about sharing your story with the world? And I've seen so many responses, varied types of responses. Some people are excited about sharing their story, some are fearful of sharing their story, some feel as if they are okay sometimes sharing their story, and so on. I just finished a training there for the women in my speaker mentorship program, and we were talking about stories, a big part of what we do in public speaking. And for many of us, sometimes we feel fearful, in sharing our story because we're not really clear about how we are going to tell the story. So you know that you have this amazing story inside of you. You know that because you've been through some stuff that should have taken you out. You've been through some stuff that should have put you under. You've been through some stuff that would have crushed many other people, but you got on the other side of that story. Somehow or the other, you were able to navigate through the challenges, navigate through the obstacles, and come out on the other side victorious, coming out with your little trophy, coming out with your little medal. You came out with some scars, but you feel energized, you feel amazing. You know that you went through this thing in a real good way. At the time, you didn't feel it though. And that's the reason why your story is important, because there are many people right now who are going through things that you have been through that do not feel as if they're going to get to the other side. And every time when you think about sharing that story, think about how amazing it is that you were able to overcome something that was meant to destroy you. Literally the work of the enemy, right? I think of Joseph in Genesis 50:20. He told his brothers, you meant this for evil, but God meant it for good to save many lives. Think about your own personal story, the one that you may be afraid to share right now. It is the story that is going to save many lives. A story that's going to transform many lives. A story that's going to empower so many people, inspire so many people, have a positive impact in the lives of so many others, because what the enemy meant for evil in your life, God has used it for good. Think about the change that your story is going to make and how it's going to create such a new dimension and paradigm shift for people who are maybe in the very same position that you found yourself in. And that is the power of telling your story. And so many times we are afraid to do the very thing that is going to give us a platform to do something amazing. Sometimes we are afraid to do the very thing that is going to empower us. Because the truth is, every single time you open your mouth to share your story, one lady was saying in the training a while ago, she was saying, it's such a fearful feeling to just think about sharing that story. It's something that's really scary. And I agree, it is scary. But guess what? Every single time you open your mouth to tell that story, every single time you do that, not only are you inspiring others, not only are you empowering others, not only are you having a positive impact in the lives of others, but you are also being empowered every single time you do it. So yes, you may be afraid right before you take the stage, but as soon as you open your mouth to speak, it's almost like you have renewed energy. You're being restored every time. And that is the power of you being able to be vulnerable. I use this example and I'll share it with you here. It's really crazy. But when I think about you and the question we ask about how do you feel about telling that story, it's almost as if when you take the stage, and the stage is like right here, right now in my seats, right here, right now in your seat at home, whether it's in your home office, in your living room, in your kitchen, wherever you are right now, it's your stage. Because we are living in a world and a time where the virtual space is our stage. And think about every time you take that stage to tell your story, it's like you are literally naked in front of everybody, being vulnerable, sharing your story, knowing that you may be judged, knowing that you may be criticized, but knowing also that it doesn't matter because you know the power of what you are about to share. But the question is, are you willing to go on that stage and get naked and just be in front of everybody and share that story and be fine with it? And that is the difference between those who are going to impact the world with the story and those who will sit behind the curtain and say, I am not stepping on that stage to be totally naked and vulnerable because I'm not there yet. But the truth is, think about you getting on that stage and sharing that story, knowing that hundreds, thousands, and even millions of people are going to be positively impacted and moved to take certain types of actions because you are going to use your story, what you've been through, what you were able to overcome, what that journey was like for you. And now that you are on the other side, you are helping other people to get there as well. And so my encouragement for you as you think about that question, how do I feel about sharing my story? Just think about not just you, but about the people who need to hear your story, the people who are waiting to be empowered by you, by your lessons, by your transformation, by your own personal journey, and what it's going to do in their lives. Because God has given you the voice. He has allowed you. He didn't choose for you to go through that route, but he will take what the enemy meant to destroy you and he's going to use it. So think about your responsibility in impacting other people, your responsibility in inspiring other people, your responsibility in empowering other people, in helping these people to live transformed lives, to live lives of that they can now say, I have also overcome, and your story was what was able to help me to get to the other side. So God bless you guys. Have a wonderful Wednesday, and remember, the world is waiting for your story. Think about your life as a trailer to a movie. And that movie needs to come out, and you need to be able to let others know that I have something that is going to help you. It's going to be amazing. It's going to empower you. It's going to get you where you need to go. The power of your story is the power of you recognizing that, number one, that your story is important. Number two, that many people are waiting to hear that story. And number three, every time I tell that story, not only will I bless others, but I will also be strengthened and empowered as well. So God bless you, my lovely friends. Have a wonderful Wednesday. Bye-bye.